What is up, Ravens Flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell, Glenn Martin, bringing you more Ravens news. And we are here to talk about one former defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, Don Wink Martindale, and his new career move. But before we talk about Wink, take a second, in the matter of a wink, is all it takes you, to hit the subscribe button, give us a like.
I think I blinked. Tried to wink.
And turn on the notifications button. And we would appreciate it. It's the most impactful thing you can do if you enjoy the show. So, Glenn, Wink Martindale and the Ravens decided to move on. Apparently, the Ravens offered him a contract on quote-unquote their terms. Not exactly sure if that means like terms as far as financially or terms as far as like this is how we want the defense to be run. No idea. That's all we've heard. So he's decided to move on, and he's gone up north. Glenn, where is Wink Martindale headed?
Yeah, I guess this is a bit surprising in that he's going to be joining the New York Giants coaching staff and as the defensive coordinator. And I guess the reason I find it a little bit interesting is that he did interview for their head coaching position. Was it the end
Just
of
the previous year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was either that year or the year before. I think it was after the 2019 season when Roman and Wink both got head coaching
yeah, you're
interviews.
right. My bad. Yeah.
But so it is interesting that he's willing to accept a defensive coordinator role for a place that he was interviewing for head coaching. But of course, they hired Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator from the Buffalo Bills, to be their head coach. And so, I guess Brian Dable is really the one responsible for hiring Wink Martindale to be his defensive coordinator. So this is no surprise. Me and Jimmy both. And I think most fans knew that he wouldn't, Wink Martindale would not be a free agent long.
Right.
It was only a matter of time. Now, there wasn't a ton of buzz about him getting a head coaching interview this year, but who knows what could happen in the future. I think this guy is an obvious leader of men. He's a guy that the players love playing for, have a lot of respect for him. He's a guy that, really rides for his players. And so, he definitely gets a lot of respect from those guys, but also, not just from those guys. I mean, I think fans, I don't know. I guess there were some fans that were a little disappointed to see Wink go, and some were thinking, the biggest comment was the wrong coordinator was fired. A lot of people wanted Roman gone, but then there was also a group of people that were happy to see Wink gone, that said they were tired of those zero blitzes and leaving guys on islands, especially after the rash of injuries that hit the secondary, and yet he was still kind of employing some of those same tactics, even with lesser talent. But Jimmy, I'm going to kick it to you with this. How do you feel about the fact that from 2018 to 2020, of course, not including last year where, again, devastated, in the secondary from an injury perspective when you lose 3 of your top 4 guys, for season-ending injuries. But in 2018, 19, and 20, that 3-year sample size, the Baltimore Ravens were first in points and first in yards.
It's incredible. I mean, I don't mean to yawn based on to say that
would have been perfect if I would have said something that deserved that yawn. That would have been perfect.
But certainly, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I think it means Mike Dable knows what he's doing
Brian Dable, but
or excuse me, Brian Dable knows what he's doing. We were talking about Mike McDaniel. See, I'm all turned around.
Yep.
And knows what he's doing, knows what he wants. But it also means this, Glenn, in my opinion, it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt defensively and draft and sign free agents, because we know what sort of defense Wink runs. Mm-hmm. And one thing we know for sure is that he needs one heck of a secondary to get that defense done, because the only way that those statistics hold true is because of the secondary that we had and the financial investment we made in that secondary. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they have a lot of money tied up front. Mm-hmm. And of course, that's a good thing as well. Wink's not going to be upset at that. But either way, what I'm saying is that it'll be interesting to see how they draft, how they bring in free agents, and how they help, because they've got to bring in man corners at this point. right?
But yeah, and I
And
think
good
they
ones.
have one in I believe it's James Bradbury. Is still there in their secondary, and he came, I believe, from Carolina,
Right.
if my memory is serving me correctly. But yeah, James Bradbury, yeah. So he's got some talent. Logan Ryan, they did sign Adoree Jackson over from the Titans to start of last year, so they got some guys.
Some
Um,
guys, but they're just guys.
yeah, they don't
I mean, they're
have
not Marlon
Pro
Humphrey or
Bowlers.
or 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 Marcus Peters.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Bradbury once rated out really good according to PFF, but you're right, from a accomplishment standpoint, it's not even close. So yeah, they're gonna have to change some things because there's one thing we've learned while Wink was here. He's gonna blitz. He's gonna blitz even when the offense knows he's gonna blitz and is waiting for it. He's still gonna blitz. And
Yeah.
that's a big reason why a lot of fans were frustrated. They were saying, why is it that the Ravens are always by far number one in blitzing, and
Yeah.
they're not in the top echelon when it comes to
Yeah.
actually getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that even though I think the tipping point was when we won this game, but everybody knew watching that's a Ravens fan what Wink was going to do on 4th and 11 against Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew.
Mm-hmm.
So did the announcers. And you don't think Andy Dalton knew? If we all knew, he played against the Ravens
Andy
how many times? And he executed on it with perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I think things like that people are frustrated with. But either way, the Giants get, in my opinion, a top 5 defensive coordinator in the NFL.
Yep.
Like you said, also leader of men. They're going to love to play for Wink. They're going to get down and dirty. I mean, that's what he does with defense. They'll play physical. They'll play fast. And so I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's hopefully in a position he wants to be in, and they can help resurrect the Giants to some sort of legitimacy because they're pretty much a laughing stock at this point. So it'll be really interesting. So, dude, let's give it up for Wink Martindale getting another job.
Appreciate what he did while he was here.
Right, man.
I mean, look, to all those fans that were happy to see him go, and look, I'm excited about what Mike Macdonald can bring. I mean, it's unknown, but I'm excited at the stuff he said, the potential,
and the unknown is kind of exciting, right? It's nerve-wracking, but it's kind of exciting.
No doubt. And the fact that he's not, it's not a complete rehaul. It's a more of a reimagination of what's already here.
Look at you, reimagination.
You like that?
Yeah.
But he was number one in the 2 most powerful categories. That's yards and points.
Yep.
First 3 years here. You cannot be better than how he was the first 3 years here. Now, last year, they were dead last against the pass, but they also lost their number 1 and number 2 corners. They lost their free safety. So you gotta kind of weigh that into the equation here. So I'm a little bit, and I'm gonna miss the guy.
Feeling it, huh?
Yeah, because I loved his pressers. I thought he always gave great sound bites. I think he was he's just a genuine type of dude, and so I'm gonna miss Wink while I'm happy for him, but I'm gonna miss him, but I'm at the same time still excited to see what Macdonald will bring. But hey, let me tell you, New York fans are going to like this guy because he brings an exciting brand of defensive football. No doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us know what you guys think. Are you as happy as us for one Wink Martindale? Do you think it was a mistake? Will he be the one that got away for the Baltimore Ravens? Let us know all your thoughts below, and we will talk to you guys soon.
See you.